GF revealed to me that she slept with multiple other people during a break 4 years ago. She initiated the break due to issues with her getting along with my family. A few months later she was SE'd by a guy after she went to college formal. This was terrible and I wanted to kill the guy, but she didn't want to press charges and just wanted to move on. So I didn't do anything besides be there by her side to support her and give her the comfort she needed. The year and a half following she had a handful of FWBs that lasted from a month to a few months each. The one that hurt the most for me is that she slept with someone we both grew up with who used to be my close friend and became an enemy. She knew how much I disliked this person and I thought she felt the same, but she had a one-night stand with him. I was completely shocked when she told me. I'm really hurt because of the fact that we were still very close during this period of time. From the outside looking in you would think we were still dating. Talking every day, hanging out at least once a week despite both having busy schedules. I even went to her grandma's house for Thanksgiving and spent part of Christmas with her family too. She threw me a surprise 21st birthday party. I'm just really hurt at the deception and lying, then and for all this time since. I understand we were not technically together and didn't set any ground rules for the break so it wasn't cheating, but I still feel terrible. She told me she actively lived a double life to keep this all from me during the time. So I was under the impression that we weren't seeing other people. I certainly made it clear to her that I was not. I feel used. Like she put me on a shelf, and just pulled me down when it was convenient for her. I filled her need for companionship and support, but then she also had her fun on the side. I love her more than anything, and I have always seen myself growing old with her, but this has had me shaken up and confused since she told me. I also feel dumb to be this upset but it just feels like all this time our relationship and my life has been somewhat of a lie. I want to keep trying to make our relationship work, to focus on the present and us, but it's hard not thinking about the past. I think about how naive I was, how deceptive she was, and how much different that time could have been if I had known what was really going on. Has anyone been in a situation like this and how I can just get over it and move on with our life? How can I move past these things and focus on our relationship? I'm at the point where I'm still thinking about it every day and have had depressive symptoms the better part of this year. Comment. You can't get past this and you shouldn't. Do you really want to be with someone like this for the rest of your life? She is playing you because she knows you won't leave so she can do this without any consequences. This is only what she has told you. There is for sure a lot more that she hasn't brought up. She just mentioned a bit to see your reaction. Do yourself a favor and dump her. She isn't girlfriend material. How can you ever trust or respect her? She broke up with you, not because of issues with your family, but because she wanted to sleep around. While you waited around like a puppy dog begging for a pat on the head, she was deceiving you and sleeping with other guys. Yet, she knew she had you on a leash and could do what she wanted without risk, because you would be there as a safe, secure fallback. Then, after you agreed to get back with her, she hid her escapades from you for years, until she was sure she had you locked down, or maybe she was feeling guilty, who knows? The point being is while she didn't technically cheat, the breach of trust is every bit as damaging. I don't see your relationship recovering from this. This is why it's generally a bad idea to get back with an ex. How has she justified her behavior during the break to you? How is the communication in your relationship? Have you told your girlfriend how you're feeling about this? Has she taken accountability for hurting you and violating your trust? Has she been working to rebuild that trust since she told you? Or did she just drop this bomb on you and expect you to get over it? What are the circumstances that led her to finally confess this to you? And how have the last 4 years of your relationship been? Sorry for all the questions, I'm trying to get an idea of the bigger picture here. Moving forward after a breach of trust involves both people in the relationship working together. If you're going to continue with the relationship, you have to find a way to forgive her, as hard as that may be, and she has to take full accountability for her actions and be willing to put in the work to rebuild the trust and repair the relationship. Seeing a therapist, individually or together, might also be helpful. Given her age when this happened, a charitable way to look at this could be that she was young and dumb, and made some very regrettable choices that she was ashamed to tell you about, but at the end you're the one that she chose. Not any of those other guys. Sometimes we women just have to sow our wild oats so to speak and get it out of our system before we are ready to settle down and fully commit. That certainly does not excuse the way she went about it or her dishonesty. But it sounds like that could be the case here? I would try to focus on the fact that out of all the options she had, She chose you and has continued to choose you every day for the last 4 years. Stuff people do when they're single isn't supposed to factor into their later relationships. What's curious here is that she's gotten involved with you again despite her previous difficulties with your family. One assumes you still have the same family. Might be time to question that and consider what non-emotional things you might have to offer that you didn't 4 years ago. Her motivations for being with you may not be what you'd like to think they are. Story 2. My ex broke up with me because he couldn't develop feelings since he is still in love with his ex. Now I am hitting on his ex now. Is it healthy for me? I met my now ex, I will call him M, in September. He seemed quite happy to meet me, and we had a great time, and still, we became official in the middle of September out of nowhere. He was the one who said that we are a couple. M's parents went on a vacation in September and asked me to be with their child, M, so that he wouldn't be alone at home, so I stayed a whole week there. That was the first time we had sex, cause he was afraid of it for an unknown reason. After the week he asked for a break because he felt that he didn't move on from his ex, let's call him D, 18M. I respected it, and we didn't meet or talk much for the week. I was really bad at this time, so I wrote down my feelings and love for him. It was 4 pages long, handwritten, and came with a forever rose. When he got this, he said that he was now over his ex and he only loved me. We talked a lot through the days, but I didn't feel that we were together. It felt that I loved him with all my heart and he doesn't. He even said to me during a stay that he was not in love with me. We had a surprise birthday party for him where I invited some of his and my friends. His friends didn't come, only my friends were there. The party went great. It was just after our reunion after the break. After a week we had an argument about food and where to go, and I felt that this is our end. I was in contact with one of his friends and he said to me that M, my ex, said that he is still in love with D, M's ex, and he never loved me. To clear things, he didn't really say that he loves me. Only a few, 3 to 4 times maximum, times since we were together. On Saturday, the day after our argument, we ended our relationship, where the drama just started. I decided to go to AITA, a gay club in town, to have some fun, but M thought to go to the same place. On Saturday evening I officially met with M's ex D. M is still in love with D, and D doesn't know about me or our relationship. Later I found out that D was coming to AITA too, so M's 2 exes were there, and he met with both of us. The cherry on the cake was that right after our breakup one of M's friends contacted me and we had a fun night together. Was it too much from me? Maybe. I don't know yet. The main thing is that I don't know if I should tell about me and M's relationship with D, or should I even try to get together with D. He seems quite nice, and hot too, so I want to give it a shot, but I don't know if it's healthy for me or not. Comment. You're 19 and I understand the impulse, but please just wash your hands of the entire thing. Don't contact any other the people involved, and don't be that person to go after your ex's ex. One day you might feel differently about your behavior and you'll have to still look at yourself in the mirror. You wrote a 4-page love letter for a relationship that was less than 4 weeks. I think you should avoid M, avoid D, and avoid anyone else associated with them, otherwise you're never going to be able to move on from it. I would definitely get out of that situation if I were you. That will just lead to a catastrophe and you will not be able to escape from it once it has happened. Leave now while you can, because this will be very mentally and emotionally draining for you and everyone else in the long run. As you said at the end, it's a bad idea. I don't know if you've had multiple relationships in the past, but getting to know your ex's ex and then maybe starting something with the person, even though you know your ex has feelings for the person, will only haunt you and you the whole time you'll remember it. Leave the whole thing alone and move on. Try as best you can to break off contact with your ex, his ex, etc., and focus on your life. Do whatever you want, no matter who or how, but it's not good to try to get close to people who are involved with your ex. Story 3. My ex wants to try again with me, but I don't know if I should. So, I was involved with this guy for 8 months. We were best friends who became a couple. We never made things official, as in labeling, cause none of us were comfortable with it, but all our circle of friends knew and we did all things a couple would normally do. The thing is, he wasn't as passionate as I was. He liked me, but there wasn't any fire for him, and that became an ultimatum when an old affair got in the way. He liked a girl for a long time, before we even met each other, and she came back suddenly wanting to try to have something with him, and, remembering the fire he supposedly did not have with me, he went with it. We ended things clean, no cheating involved or anything, but it hurted a lot. A lot. And then I realized that I was not being completely honest with myself. I did want a relationship. A label, even. I had time to grow, overcame my sadness and decided to become the best version of myself. I am proud to say I am doing great on my self-improvement journey and that every day I get to improve different aspects about myself that I don't like and I didn't respect during the whole relationship. I was very passive, accommodated and overall just wasn't doing much about anything in life. Now that I am better, I have a will to improve and things are going great. He came back. And even though I hated him for some time during my healing, I didn't feel anything negative this time around because I am grateful about the whole experience which taught me a lot. He came back because he wanted to be friends again and I felt ready for that, because he used to be my best friend and I did miss his good parts and all the help he gave me when we were together. So I accepted, even if I couldn't fully trust him yet. We've been talking for about a week and a half and yesterday he confessed to me. He said that he regretted going along with the other girl. It ended terribly for them not so long before he reached out, some heavy energy for real, and he was truthful about not feeling some sort of things about me in the past. But seeing how focused I am on myself now and how great I am becoming, he started feeling his heart skip a beat every time we talked. He didn't admire me before, but now he does and also feels inspired to get better and he is in love with me. He says he doesn't want me to accept his feelings or try again cause he knows he doesn't deserve me. To be completely honest, I have no idea on what should I do. How does this all sound for you guys? Should I try to move my heart towards him again? Should I just wait for him to get over it?